Hi, I'm Dr. Ali, and welcome to our nutrition course. I'll be talking about fats, their benefits, and how they work in the body. So, starting off, we need to understand the role of healthy fats in not only in wellness, but also most importantly, in prevention of certain diseases. Let's start off. Why does fat matter in the body? We all need fats, but there's a myth. People think that fats are unhealthy and it can lead to weight gain. But the truth is, healthy fats are essential for many things. Number one, in preventing diseases. Things like cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, arthritis. Number two, support the brain function. In fact, 60 to 65% of our brain is made up of fat. And also, number three, hormonal production of vitamin, especially to absorb certain vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. We also need to know about number four, the throat. Healthy weight management is important depending on fat and also energy storage, because fat can be used as energy. So don't forget, not all fats are created equal, and we must focus on quality and balance. Now let's discuss a famous term you've probably heard, essential fatty acids. There's two types, omega-3 and omega-6. These are what we call essential fatty acids. Examples are what we call abbreviated ALA, found in flaxseed, or EPA and DHA. We have heard that many sources like salmon is a very good source. They are very good omega-3 because they have very many good benefits. Number one, it could be helpful for brain health. Number two, for heart health. And number three, great anti-inflammation properties. On the other hand, we have omega-6. Omega-6, we have actually too much of this from our diet. And the types are what we call LA, linolenic acid, mainly from vegetable oils, or GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, from evening primrose oil. So these specifically help to maintain good skin health and also hormonal balance. So balance and moderation. In this case, when you think about omega-3 and omega-6, it's crucial to know that most people need more omega-3 rather than omega-6. When you talk about fat, people want to understand, what is cholesterol? What is the good and what's the bad? You've probably heard that cholesterol, when you go to do your blood test for your GP, that we check, do you have HDL and LDL? What's the ratio? But cholesterol in general is essential for cell membranes, hormone production, and also vitamin synthesis. So let's talk about the bad cholesterol. We call these the LDL cholesterol. On your blood profile, we do the blood test. LDL stands for low density lipoproteins. And if you have too much of the LDL, it can build up as plaques in the arteries, which is not good. That leads to a term called arteriosclerosis. And if you continue to eat more bad processed foods, high unwanted fats, that could lead to what we call the narrowing of the arteries, called atherosclerosis, that's linked to many cardiovascular diseases. On the other hand, we have the good cholesterol. We call these the HDL, and that stands for high density lipoproteins. They do the opposite. They actually get rid of the excess cholesterol in the body and less occlusion or narrowing of the arteries. So by focusing on the good cholesterol, we focus on reducing inflammation. Besides that, reducing cholesterol levels, we need to reduce our dietary intake that causes unwanted high LDL and also stress is also a risk factor in elevating the bad cholesterol. Another term that we will probably hear about is something called trans fats. These are what we call the risk of unhealthy fats. Trans fats, we don't want to have a lot of this in our diet, and we find this predominantly in processed foods. Every time you go out, every time there's processed foods, every time you buy something that has French fries or even potato chips that's processed, these are the things that we now know from clinical studies. It shows there's a direct correlation by taking processed foods in the bad trans fat leads to things like cardiovascular diseases, even cancer and inflammation. So you hear about arthritis, that's inflammation of the arthritic joints. You heard about bursitis, that's inflammation of the bursa. So anything with inflammation, we don't want to eat a lot of foods that risk of the unhealthy fats. So please avoid processed foods and focus on high quality fats. So how much fat do we need on a daily basis? Well, according to guidelines in the nutrition field, about 15 to 20% of our daily calories should come from healthy fats. Just to use an example, you need about 2 to 5 tablespoons of healthy oils per day, be it fish oil or be it olive oil or cooking oil. We don't need too much, but we need to have that range of 2 to 5 tablespoons on a daily basis. That will provide the energy of what we call about approximately 15 to 20% of our daily calories. So always remember, you have to balance your fat intake and always focus, instead of having more omega-6, decrease the omega-6 and have higher amounts of omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats. It's important for us to take control of our health with essential fats. So make sure that you prioritize and focus on salmon or fish, any type of fish that you will see that is high in omega-3 fatty acids. Even there's certain seeds, especially flax seeds, and focus more on monounsaturated fats. And we find this in certain type of oils like olive and even avocados are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. Try to avoid trans fats. Try to avoid processed foods and balance your fat intake for optimum health. So try to explore and research and do a lot on high quality omega-3 fatty acids. And if you're not getting that, there are supplements that you could take into your diet to supplement if you're not taking enough of the omega-3 fatty acids. And always look for natural oils as opposed to processed oils. So let's start this journey talking about other macronutrients. We spoke about one macronutrient today. It's on fats. On my continuing education on nutrition, we're going to talk about other macronutrients. And the next topic will be on carbohydrates. Okay, until then, we'll see you later. Thank you for joining us today.